We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. We're here talking about the conspiracy that is the news. And of course, that means all the things from the other podcast, Troubled Minds, with the 24-hour news cycle and the fake news and basically the weaponized algorithms and all this other stuff, right? The division media. And the honestly, the conspiracy is the news itself. And that's why we do this show. There needs to be some independent voices out there and some independent thoughts and brains and all the rest of this, because clearly everything has been so propagandized and turned upside down and kind of fed to us with a rusty spoon, and we're supposed to accept it. We're supposed to somehow not even realize this is happening to us, right? It's just the normies kind of go through life and they just, God bless them. I understand that, everybody has their problems. But the issue with all of that is we're being manipulated. We're being brainwashed, and it's a slow drip, as they say. As the analogy has been used as the frog boiling slowly, and that's us, right? As far as the brainwash goes and the rest of this stuff. And I've got a dog here that's got a case of the cries. I'm going to play Plinko with the treats and keep her quiet for a minute. All right, but that's the deal, right? It's basically I just don't know. Like the reason that it's the entire reason we do this show. This is a post-truth world, and it is a world where we're expected to just go with the flow, to believe the things they tell us, even though many of the things they tell us are flat out lies, misrepresentations, BS, propaganda spin, and all the rest of that, right? You guys know. If you're here listening to this, you understand exactly where this is coming from, but that's why we do this show. It's why we've done this show for damn near 3 years now, which, not this particular show, but Troubled Minds, and then this as an extension. And this news segment started as a part of that Troubled Minds show, and there was just too much to talk about. So we broke it off, and here's a whole brand new news show. And so, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on with this show and everything else. Couple things. This show is live. This show is always recorded live, so forgive the ums and the ahs and the weird pauses and me trying to feed treats to my dog. Things like this, but it is what it is. It is a captured moment in time, and nothing gets edited out of this, and you can get to see and hear what I think in real time. And it may not be the best presentation, but that's okay. That's all right. Nobody. If you want Don Lemon, you turn on Don Lemon, right? He's got the best presentation, but he's just a giant asshole, in my opinion. In my opinion. But anyway, so this show's live. If you want to be part of the show, you can call this phone number at any time. And let's hear what you have to say. 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. You can find the phone number and the Discord link. Join the Discord if you have not, please. There's a lot of good information going in there, a lot of smart people. And that's where you're going to get the breaking news regarding this show. Let's say we're taken down off the internet entirely. Let's say that happens, all right? Just kind of speculating here. Not really. I don't see it coming immediately or anything like that, but let's say it does happen. You will find out the most breaking current news about this show on Discord. So go to troubledminds.org, click the Discord link, join us there, and come say hi. Come say hi. A lot of smart people, a lot of good conversations. And a lot of these links that I share on this show actually come from that Discord as people put them in there, and et cetera. So anyway, 702-957-1037. Don't screen the calls. It's totally good. You can show feedback. You can tell me about whatever you want to tell me about. It's no problem. That's why we do it this way. And let's go. Let's get started, shall we? Let's begin. Let's start with this. This is inc.com, inc.com. And this is an interesting one that's been on my mind, not as of late so much, but in general, as the world changes, the world becomes a completely different place with technology, basically, right? So here we go. The headline reads this: How Google's new career certificates could disrupt the college degree. And I mean, this is exactly the sort of thing that I think needs to happen. I think probably many of us understand, if you kind of pull your head outside of that academic circle, everything's been programmed to be a particular way for a very long time, right? You can't just go in and spend a year or two and become like an expert in something. They make you grind through 2 years of some other BS, then you could become the expert in this other thing, right? And then then there's a whole textbook scam, which is like, right, they have issue this book, and they have what is it, edition 77, right? And that's the one you need because they added just one extra little edit this year, so you can't use last year's book. You got to buy this year's book, right? It's just more BS scam that we're not supposed to notice. We're just not supposed to notice these things, or we're supposed to notice them, and we're supposed to accept the fact that we're getting scammed, right? Like the again, right? As always, the upside down is part of the upside down, and that's what we live in, and that's why we talk about these things. Because we shouldn't have to accept this. We shouldn't have to accept a second-rate system that just wants to milk us for every penny they can, and then give us a shitty education as a result of that. But anyway, let's read some of this. This morning, Google is announcing the next steps in its plan to disrupt the world of education, including the launch of new certificate programs that are designed to help people bridge any skills gap and get qualifications in high-paying, high-growth job fields, with one noteworthy feature: no college degree necessary. The new tools could be a game changer for a growing number of people who consider the current educational system broken. Just like I said, broken. Or for the millions of Americans who are currently unemployed, much due to the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. Quote, the pandemic has led to a truly horrible year, Alphabet and CEO Sundar Pichai, I don't know how to say it, tells Inc. in an interview. Quote, but it has also created profound shifts along the journey to digital transformation in ways no one could have imagined. Oh, I don't know. We imagined quite a lot before the pandemic, and kind of when it was happening last year around January, when nobody else was talking about it because they wanted to impeach the orange man. Well, news was coming out of China, and if we saw it, then surely the intelligence agencies and the people that are supposed to be informing Congress of things that are happening in the world, surely they knew about it, right? So anyway, just I don't like these terms when people say, "Oh, nobody saw this coming," because that's BS. Because lots of people saw this stuff coming. So anyway, so the plan includes, right? The plan includes the Google. What is this? Career certificate includes the release of 3 new Google career certificates on Coursera in project management, data analytics, and user experience design. That would be UX design, right? People are familiar with that. If you work in the code world, the digital world, UX is just the user interface, really. So here we go. It includes also a new associate Android developer certification course. So if you want to build Android apps, there you go. It also includes over 100,000 need-based scholarships, which is nice. That's a good thing. Partnerships with more than 130 employees working with Google to hire graduates of its certificate program. All right, that's fine. And a new Google search feature that makes it easier for people to find jobs for their education level, including no degree and no experience. Excuse me for just 1 second. There you go. cough button. Okay, so that, I mean, this is one of those things that I think is necessary. It's we need to reform the way education is done, and of course, right, for some reason. Speaking of education, we have this Common Core, right, where it's going backwards. Like we're teaching kids just this bizarre way of the way the world works, right? Kind of like 2 + 2 = 5, right? But now here's the crazy part. I think, in my opinion, if it were up to me, it's not, of course, but this type of stuff here is what kids should be learning at a very young age, right? If they were being taught how to code Android or Apple apps as part of these, their curriculum from like second grade and stuff, as soon as they can start reading and understanding variables and simple mathematics, they should be kind of rolled through courses like this to get them really, entrenched in this digital world. It is what it is. I mean, the digital world's not going anywhere, and this is part of what we're doing. But, instead, we're teaching kids about all kinds of other BS about, again, like rewriting history instead. It's absurd to me. I just can't stand all this looking backwards and not looking forwards. And this, in my opinion, is one of the things that needs to change. The scam that is college, right? And like I said, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to undermine education when I say that. It's always a sticky thing. I think you should learn as much as you can, as often as you can. Keep your mind open. Be a sponge. Education is fantastic, but when they weaponize it and use it as a scam against us, and these new books that are volume 98 that you can't use last year's book and crap like this, it's a scam. It's just a big scam. It's not like it is, right? There's no such thing as piecemeal college unless you drop out, and then you're like, well, I had a little bit of college, right? But you're not like, oh, well, I just skipped all the BS and then just got my degree in what was important. No, you can't do that. You can't. It's not part of the deal. Anyway, you get the point. Like this is good in my opinion, but again, you could probably use this for torture. Just kidding. All right, let's go to the next one. This is scitechdaily.com, and I have. Let's see, what are we at? scitechdaily.com. Breaking the warp barrier for faster than light travel. New theoretical hyperfast solitons discovered. Solitons. Weird. You ever heard the term soliton? Soliton? Me neither. All right, here we go. So the author of this paper, Dr. Eric Lentz, analyzed existing research and discovered gaps in previous warp drive studies. Dr. Eric Lentz noticed that there existed yet to be explored configurations of space-time curvature organized into solitons that have the potential to solve the puzzle while being physically viable. A soliton, in this context, also informally referred to as a warp bubble, is a compact wave that maintains its shape and moves at constant velocity. Interesting. Lentz derived the Einstein equations for unexplored soliton configurations, where the metric shift vector components obey a hyperbolic relation, finding that the altered space-time geometries could be formed in a way that worked even with conventional energy sources. In essence, the new method uses the very structure of space and time arranged in a soliton to provide a solution to faster-than-light travel, which, unlike other research, would only need sources with positive energy densities. No, quote, exotic negative energy densities needed. Now, if you ask me, that's pretty cool. I mean, is this real? As always, right? You got to take this stuff with a grain of salt because you just never know what kind of BS this is, or this theoretical stuff that they're like, well, nobody noticed these things that are super important that we need to or we should be paying attention to, right? That. No. I don't know. This is good stuff. A soliton. I don't know, these weird warp bubbles that people can or cannot do. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this, of course, as it develops. This is March 11th, 2021. This is brand spanking new. And the paper, let's see. If you guys want to look at the paper itself, where is the paper? There's a link here, right? Is that the link? That's the link. Here we go. Here's the paper itself. And breaking the warp barrier, hyperfast solitons, and Einstein-Maxwell plasma theory. So there we go. Pretty neat stuff. And there's the actual paper. I encourage you to read it if you're interested. It might be a bunch of BS. You know how this theoretical stuff is sometimes just a bunch of BS, but whatever. Whatever. How about this one? Let's go to not hypothetical BS. Where are we at time-wise? Actually, let's take a quick break. This show is sponsored by you. So here we go. A quick word from our sponsor. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right. Thank you. Indeed, thanks for considering us. Thank you, Often Frozen, for subbing up again on Prime there. And the question for Often Frozen says, already 3 months on Twitch? Yes, that's 3 months on Twitch. This is episode number 50, guys. 50. And yeah, it's pretty good stuff, right? It is, I think, this is probably like the less casual conversation that we need, and to kind of get to the news cycle, to get after the news cycle and talk about this stuff. So anyway, let's go to this now. This is from the New York Times, and this is, in case you guys didn't see this, China and Russia agree to explore the moon together. The two countries, moving increasingly closer, signed a memorandum of agreement to collaborate on lunar missions, including the establishment of a research station in orbit or on the surface of the moon. Yep. The joint announcement by China and Russia on Tuesday has the potential to scramble the geopolitics of space exploration, once again setting up competing programs and goals for the scientific and potentially commercial exploitation of the moon. This time, though, the main players will be the United States and China, with Russia as a supporting player. Everybody remember Sputnik back in the day? The Sputnik scare? When everybody freaked out because Sputnik was in space and we weren't? Oh, there we go. There's a chirping dog. You hear that? You guys hear that? This little puppy, when she cries, she sounds like a fire alarm. Like, it's not good. Here you go. Here you go, sweetheart. Here's a little Plinko treat. See if you can get that. All right. So just trying to get her to not be screaming here. So while we're doing this, I'll take her out and run her around in a minute. I just got home. Actually, I was at the post office for 2 hours. That's why I'm late starting this. just so you guys know. So we got that post office thing squared away for those interested parties. So we'll have a PO box here that actually works. And there's no explanation really. A glitch in the system, a glitch in the matrix. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So China and Russia agree to explore the moon together, right? It's gonna mix this up. Sputnik, like I said back in the day. So now instead of Russia being at the forefront, they're going to help support China. And as we know, China has been all over the moon. They've been on the dark side of the moon with the Chang'e 4 mission and the rest of that. So and they have they have the their in orbit thing just went to Mars as well, and then they have every successive year for the next. However long it's going to be, they have these plans in place to just continue space exploration, right? They have a long-term program, and again, like we always say, right? We have these presidential changes back and forth, and so where one president's like, "We're going to Mars," and then the next president's like, "Well, we don't want to go to Mars. We want to go to wherever we want to go to, right? We want another welfare program or something, right?" So this is the fight. In these budgetary fights, which just seems beyond stupid. And what's up, guys? I see you in the chat. I see you there. It is Quint. It is not the same PO box. I'll post it in Discord, the new one. So it's a new address, and there's an actual mailing address now. So it's not. Some things don't deliver to PO boxes. So anyway, I'll get that at the end of this. I'll post it in Discord for the interested parties. But we have a working PO box now. Okay. So all right, but what do you guys think about this? Again, this is so China and Russia are becoming closer and closer, and as a result of this, they are who knows what kind of implications are there here for not just further exploration of the moon and Mars and the solar system and everything else. Do you think there are further implications with maybe actual geopolitics and things like that? Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy stuff. Something to keep an eye on, which we will. Let's see. Imagine a base on the moon with Russians and Chinese and hopefully American interests and everybody else. I mean, this is part of the problem, right? Is just we as people, this competition stuff. It plagues academia. It plagues politics. It plagues just general family dynamics. It's just part of the human thing, right? It's like we don't have this notion that there's room enough for everybody. We feel like we have to try and bump off the next guy, right, to continue our own success. It's a stupid notion, in my opinion. I think there's room for everybody. I think if we're creative enough with these things, I think that we can actually make something happen with changing the world in that regard. But what do I know? Knucklehead, internet, microphone. That's what I am. So anyway, here we go. Let's continue, shall we? This is let's see. No thanks. Oh geez, Business Insider. Business Insider was just fine, and now it doesn't want me to. All right, we're gonna bypass it. They want to do it. We're gonna bypass it. Check this out. Shout out to Dwayne Dibley. Yeah, that's right. All right. We're bypassing it. Okay, let's go to Gizmodo instead. This is John Johnson. Don't say it. Don't mention Dwayne. Don't do it. Does he like record it and like play it back when I don't know. I don't understand. Here we go. John McAfee charged with exactly what you thought he would be charged with. This is from Gizmodo.com. And so for many of you that don't know, John McAfee has been on the run. He's on the run, right? He's been actually he's incarcerated now, but he was on the run for a long time, facing tax evasion charges. All right, and so that's the funny part is that he was claiming, because I follow his Twitter, so I know I've seen him making these claims, and he seems to be like a interestingly crazy fellow, right? And I mean crazy in a good way. Crazy doesn't mean bad. Crazy means interesting in some cases, and he's definitely of that variety, in my opinion. But he was on the run, him and his wife. I think it's his wife or girlfriend, whoever it is. His main squeeze, and they're out there on the run, and they were on boats, and there's the dog. See, I told you, smoke alarm. Easy girl. All right, there you go. Okay, so that's what they were doing. They were on the run, and they caught him. They eventually caught up with him. Actually, I think he's been in prison a few times now, and he always got his way out. He bribed his way out, and that's part of the problem, right? Like he would, when you have money and you get arrested in these kind of third world type prisons, right? They're corrupt as hell anyway. I mean, we're corrupt as hell here in the Western world as well, but it's a little harder to just go to a guard and be like, hey, check it out. 10 grand says I'm out of here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Once you let me out, 10 grand is in your pocket, It's a little harder to do that here than it is, let's say in Belize, I think is where one of the places, or maybe I think that's where he's caught now. But he's actually got out of this a few times by, clearly bribing his way out. And anyway, so they catch him, and I thought it would be tax evasion. But look at this. John McAfee charged with exactly what you thought he would be charged with. And it's not actually. So here we go. He's the founder of the well-known antivirus and cybersecurity firm that bears his name. He's been indicted in federal court in Manhattan for charges related to securities fraud and money laundering. Has nothing to do with tax evasion, right? I'm like, what? Really? Securities fraud and money laundering. Okay, so the Department of Justice announced Friday. McAfee and his former bodyguard and executive advisor, Jimmy Gale Watson Jr., are accused of engaging in a pump-and-dump scheme in which they would artificially inflate the market value of certain cryptocurrencies by encouraging McAfee's million-plus Twitter followers to invest in them. All right, so we've seen this happen recently with Elon Musk, and he'll tweet Doge or something like that, right? Dogecoin, and the price will go crazy, right? And we've seen some crazy market manipulation recently. And so in this now, they're saying that this guy actively was trying to get people to, like the penny stock scam, where you're like, all right, here's the cryptos that you guys should be buying, but he actually had like a vested interest in it, so people started buying him because he said so, and then he was able to, cash out based on their investments and essentially stealing their money. Well, I follow his Twitter account, and I'm not sure where else he's been putting this information up, but this to me is it seems like not the thing to get him on, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know the full case, of course, but this just happened. They just announced this. And let's see. So here's one tweet, just for example. This guy says, so one Bitcoin, 500K within 3 years. Somebody asks, July 17, 2017 on Twitter. John McAfee answers, if not, I will eat my dick on national television. There you go. There you go. So I think that's the weird part, right? Is that enough to be? I don't know. Is that fraud? Is that? I mean, like he literally typed, "If not, I will eat my dick on." If that's not like parody of something, you know what I mean, or making fun of yourself. There you go. Axel, what's up? Says he had to flee Belize because he was wanted for questioning in the murder of his neighbor. Okay. That's a different thing entirely, but, a different thing entirely, but, you know, if not, I will eat my dick on national television. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that fleeing Belize in the neighbor being dead thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, see, I said crazy. He's like the crazy fun uncle, right? He's kind of like that, you know, you hang out with him too much, you might end up dead. But anyway, so point being that he's now incarcerated. He's now being charged with these things, and there's more. They can get him on, you know, clearly tax evasion. That's one of the big ones. He's always talking about that stuff as he's tweeting and whatnot, saying that he's only guilty of not filing taxes, which is a misdemeanor. And, you know, I'm not sure how well that holds up in court, but I'm sure everybody's tried that defense, right, for not paying taxes. But anyway, just weird stuff. That, again, why would you do it this way? Why would they charge him with this instead of something else? I don't know. There's clearly more information about this. I only follow his Twitter for the lulz, basically, and you know, I'm not taking crypto advice from this guy or, you know, how to dodge the law or anything, but yeah, that's what's going on with this. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it, of course, as it develops. And it wouldn't surprise me. He's got a lot of money, right? He's still got a lot of money. The McAfee empire. He's got millions and millions for sure. Who knows? It might be hundreds of millions. I don't know what his net worth is, but he's definitely got enough money to be able to probably, you know, get good lawyers and, you know, mount a decent defense. And who knows, you know, maybe they're going to make an example out of him or maybe they're not. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it as it develops. And that's that. If you guys have thoughts on this or anything else, I forgot about that Belize thing, actually, the murder of his neighbor. So if you guys want to talk about any of this stuff, you know what to do. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org, and you can be part of the show. The Discord link is on the website. The phone number is on the website, and just kind of kicking it, talking about the news, doing what we do, you know. So, yeah, let's see. Let's read some chat here. Quint67, they got Capone on tax fraud. Exactly, right? Which is a little weird, you know, being that he was like a murderer. I mean, that's odd. Yeah, Dibbers says, don't fraud and money laundering go hand in hand? Well, do they? I'm not sure. I think you can. Well, I guess probably when the operation gets big enough. I don't know. I'm not the criminal mastermind here. I'm not the guy to ask those questions to. But okay, anyway. All right. What else do we got? Johnson says Americans just scum when after people. To be honest, oh yeah, with the draconian laws. When you fill up so many laws that literally anything you do is illegal, that's a problem, isn't it? I think that's a problem. I would call that a problem. Too many laws means everybody's a criminal. You just don't know it yet. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Now this is interesting and terrifying and interesting. Terrifying. This is from sciencemag.org, and the headline reads this: France grossly underestimated radioactive fallout from atom bomb tests. Study finds. Oh, well, once again, we'll file this under how could this go wrong? Now, again, this is not really new. Me, being that you know, living here in Vegas, I know that in the 50s they were doing those A-bomb tests up there in the desert north of Vegas, and people would get together and watch them explode from afar. And of course, right, so downwind of those was two little Utah towns called St. George and Cedar City. Right? Kind of that neck of the woods. If anybody's from around there, you know what I'm talking about. Well, there was a lot of cancer in that area. And yeah, right. So this is, okay. From 1966 to 1974, France blew up 41 nuclear weapons in above-ground tests in French Polynesia, the collection of 118 islands and atolls that is part of France. The French government has long contended that the testing was done safely. Safely, right? I mean, we're just blowing these things up, and it gets in the wind, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know. Like this stuff is just, and this is why you don't trust the governments, right? Anyway, so here, I'm sure it's fine, done safely. But the new analysis of hundreds of documents declassified in 2013 suggests the test exposed 90% of the 125,000 people living in French Polynesia to radioactive fallout, roughly 10 times as many people as the French government has estimated. Oh, roughly 10 times as many. 90% of the 125,000 people living there. Yeah. Quote, "This is going to make a big splash in France," predicts Frank von Hippel, a physicist specializing in public and international affairs in Princeton University. I'm going to ask you, Frank von Hippel, theoretically, why has it not already made a big splash in France? Hasn't? I mean, this was from 1966 to 1974. I mean, those people probably already have cancer as a result of this. Okay. Maybe you mean the fallout. Pardon my morbid humor. Most French Polynesians were exposed to a relatively small amount of radiation, Van Hippel notes. Oh, then the central issue is who is eligible for compensation under French law. Oh, I see. All right. That's, again, so it is the fallout. It's about, as always, it's about the money, right? Like nobody cares about the people that have the cancer. They care about who's getting paid the money, and et cetera, so on. Anyway, this is a new technical paper posted on ARXV on the preprint server. Easy, little girl. Come on. You can get through this show. Come on. We'll go out in just a sec, all right? Hang on. I was at the post office, like I said. Didn't get a chance to walk the dog properly, and she's over here freaking out. She's like, "Hey, Michael Strange, get my ass outside right this minute." And I can't right this minute. We're busy right this minute. Anyway, there's the link if you guys want to look at this paper. And here we go. Let's see. What else do we got? France. There's the paper itself. All right, let's go to that the Dwayne Dibley article. There you go. I mentioned him again. Let's make his ego even bigger. All right. That's from Johnson. All right. The scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to the moon as a global insurance policy. Oh, that's not bad, is it? That's not that. This should be fine. This should be fine. Actually, before we talk about this one, let's take a quick break. You know how breaks are when you're watching live. You're listening to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Conspiracy News. This article from Business Insider. Scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to the moon as a global insurance policy. Why? I want to know why. Doesn't anybody want to know why? I kind of want to know why. What are they worried about? What are they worried about? Yeah, this is not good. You think about the underlying whatever's going on with this. This is not good. All right, let's read some of this. Scientists have suggested that humans could buy into a modern global insurance policy by building an ark filled with 6.7 million sperm samples on the moon. So we're going to put a base up there with the Chinese and the Russians, and then give them an ark of 6.7 million sperm samples? Okay. Anyway, the ark would involve shooting the sperm and ova samples of 6.7 million species up to the moon via multiple payloads. All right. The samples would then be stored in a vault beneath the surface of the moon in a lunar pit, where they will be kept secure. According to the New York Post report, this would be similar conceptually to the Doomsday Seed Vault in Svalbard, Norway, which currently holds more than 1 million crop samples originating from almost every country in the world. The team of 6 researchers from the University of Arizona presented their idea at the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers Aerospace Conference, the IEEE, where they said their proposal would protect mankind from extinction. Right, of course, right? Everything keep us from extincting ourselves, except for the things that are going to extinct ourselves, right? Weird anyway. So what do you guys think about this? The lunar arc, the researcher said, could help the Earth repopulate if a catastrophic disaster such as a deadly epidemic, a supervolcanic eruption, a large-scale nuclear war, widespread drought, or an asteroid were to occur. What about, like I said last night, or how about an algorithmic takeover? How about that? Would that change something? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. How you guys are funny. All right. I'm just reading the chat here. Okay. So anyway, now this is the thing. I don't know. Is this good? On the moon of all places? I mean, think about this. This is a little bit silly, in my opinion. And here's why. If we had something so catastrophic to the human race that we needed to go get the moon vault, don't you think we might not be able to get back to the moon? You know what I'm saying? Do you follow the logic? Am I way off here? It's one thing to have a seed bank in Norway. It's another thing entirely to be like, well, if civilization collapses and we go back to the Stone Age, at least we have that sperm bank on the moon. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, if I'm wrong on that, if my logic is off, you guys know the deal. Open lines. Love to hear from you. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. And yeah. What the hell? Yeah, it's like let's in case you're hungry, we're going to put the cookie jar well out of reach. There you go. That's a good idea, right? That's a good idea. I mean, whatever. Whatever. Let's go to this. ScienceAlert.com. Now, this one's interesting. This one is fascinating to me because we talk about quantum physics from time to time on this show, right? I kind of allude to entanglement and, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, things like this, right? Like some stuff that just really makes quantum mechanics just spooky, like very, very otherworldly, where we can't even, in many cases, really exactly explain what the hell's going on, right? It's still beyond our measure of complete and full understanding here, all right? As are many things, but in particular, now this is interesting because of this. Bacteria could be the first organisms found to use quantum effects to survive. Right? Interesting that. Oxygen is life to animals like us, but for many species of microbe, the smallest whiff of the highly reactive elements puts their delicate chemical machinery at risk of rusting up. The photosynthesizing bacterium Chlorobium tepidum, has evolved a clever way to shield its light harvesting processes from oxygen's poisonous effects, using a quantum effect to shift its energy production into low gear. A study conducted by scientists from the University of Chicago and Washington University in St. Louis has shown how the bacterium throws a spanner into its quantum resonance to tune its system so that it loses energy in the presence of oxygen, preventing it from wrecking its photosynthetic apparatus. Now, that's a lot of big words, and I'm not quite exactly sure what that particularly means, because I'm not a scientist. I mean, I get the generals, but yeah, you see what I'm saying. But interestingly, right, that this bacterium, whatever this thing is actually being working in tandem with this quantum world that we don't understand entirely. And so, oddly enough, whatever this thing, seemingly, according to this research paper and this theory, of course, right? Remember, you got to keep in mind everything is BS until proven otherwise in this world. But if this is the case, then we have evidence of the implications are really large. Let's say we have evidence of actual organisms working with the quantum world in a way to further their own survival. And so, like I said, and this is big. This is big if this is true. And here we go. So a recent study showed how changes in a magnetic field influence an electron spin. Let's see. Evidence that quantum effects can be woven into living systems has been building for some time. So been building, but not actually proven or observed, right? So I think they're saying we're onto this, and this is actually a happening thing. So this is the first time. Quote, says Engel, the scientists working on this. This is the first time we are seeing biology actively exploiting quantum effects. And think about that. So if it's the first time we're seeing it, as always, right, kind of like the first time we're seeing anything like, extremophiles, it means life is everywhere, right? And so now we have these things that we don't even understand, these quantum effects, and we have biological things actually reacting to that quantum world. So they aren't as separate as you would expect, as we are expected to believe, right? So interestingly, this I saw this and my eyes about popped out of my head like, wait, what? No, this can't be. But I guess it is, according to these guys. So again, a nice long little article here, medium size maybe. But if you like this type of stuff, I encourage you to read all of it and get into this, because this here could change a lot of things. It could change a lot of things, right? So if you wanna be part of the show, you think this is cool, you think this is bogus, you think it's some of this competitive humans fudging data to get headlines, whatever you think it might be, I'd love to hear from you. 702-957-1037, troubleminds.org. Click the Discord link. Looking to talk to you guys. Looking to talk to you. What the heck is going on here? And I think this is an interesting one. This is a good one. This is one of those ones that I think we need to catch up with and start understanding these quantum worlds and how they actually work with living entities, living things. It's very good, very, very good, in my opinion. What do I know though? One opinion is only one opinion. Here we go. This is, let's see. Now this is a little more. This is terrifying. Kind of like we were talking about, the sperm bank on the moon. Like, haha, funny. This, reported by Live Science a day ago, U.S. Air Force is guarding against electromagnetic pulse attacks. Should we worry? Should we worry? That's a hell of a question, is it not? That's a hell of a question. So officials at the Joint Base San Antonio in Lackland, Texas, issued a request for bids to carry out a bids to carry out bids to carry out a survey of a facility called the Petroleum, Oil, and Lubrication Complex. Insert joke here. The survey will identify any equipment that could be vulnerable to an EMP ahead of more detailed vulnerability testing, according to the request. After that, officials would figure out ways to keep that equipment safe in the event of an EMP attack. And as we all know, an EMP is this. An EMP is a massive burst of electromagnetic energy that can occur naturally or be generated deliberately using nuclear weapons, including like a Carrington event, right? That would be a large EMP style thing that is a natural occurrence from solar flares. That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, quote, you can use a single weapon to collapse the entire North American power grid, said defense analyst Peter Pry, who served on the Congressional EMP Commission, which was set up to assess the threat of EMP attacks but shut down in 2017. Once the electric grid goes down, everything would collapse, Pry told Live Science. Everything depends on electricity, telecommunications, transportation, even water. And like I said, so imagine an EMP, we're like, no problem. We got millions, billions of people dying. We'll just go to the moon and get our sperm bank now. Just saying. Just saying. No, because everything depends on it. Telecommunications, transportation, even water. But apparently Elon's rockets don't. Anyway, so they're, as always, they're preparing for EMPs. All right. You have to, I don't envy the people that are 24 hours a day in the national defense sector, right? They're kind of working on that stuff all the time. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of worry. That's a lot of trying to think of all the hypothetical things that the nefarious actors would, state actors, not the other actors that people like to say are actors, not those type, the state actors, nefarious state actors that would try and do nasty stuff to you, kind of like the SolarWinds Russia thing, right? How long they've been in our systems? Over a year, better part of almost 2 years. And so this is the type of stuff that would keep you up at night if you were in that line of work. And I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, you tell me, should we be worried? The U.S. Air Force is guarding against EMP attacks. I think it's weird, right? I was talking to Mrs. Strange last night about this. It's a little odd that we have we're kind of in this state of at the mercy of our knucklehead leaders, right? The quote leaders. And if they want to, if they make a bad decision and it's a wrap, like we're just victims of this. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. And so, yeah, anyway, just not good. Let's continue, shall we? There's more news. There's always more news. How about this one? This is from Mr. Ark. What's up, Mr. Ark? I see you out there. Thanks for sharing these news articles and things that you always do. I appreciate it a lot. This is from the BBC. And check this one out. The secret New York apartment behind my bathroom mirror. Did you see that? You guys see this one? Yeah. In a TikTok video, Samantha Hartsoe films her discovery of a hidden apartment that had been right behind her bathroom mirror. She then decides she needs to see what is on the other side for herself and crawls through a small hole to reach the secret apartment. Let's see, where are we at time-wise? I think we're good. Everything looks fine. All right, let's play this. This is just a couple minutes. Let's play some of this.
I'm in my New York City apartment and it's cold.
I was already confused at where this air was coming from. I asked my roommates, I was like, do you guys have air coming through your room? And they did not.
So I start feeling and the air is coming from the mirror. Okay, and I realize the mirror moves. Let me show you what I found in my New York City bathroom.
Just an electric. Oh, no. There's a room back there.
Wow. So what if someone's living in there right now?
I have to go in and figure out what is on the other side of my bathroom. What if someone's living in there?
When we first saw it, they were, John and Julia were obviously freaked out, but John tried to talk me out of going the whole time.
Okay, that's quite enough of that. Anyway, you get the idea, right? This is part of the problem too with everybody having a camera. And is this staged? Is this a setup? Is this we're making this up? We knew this was here all along. We're trying to add the drama. What if somebody's living in there right now? Well, where would they come and go? I mean, if there's no door out. Anyway, I mean, this is, that's part of the troubled minds in doing this type of thing is that you got to be aware of the marketers, right? The marketers and the possible fake news. I don't know. I've never lived in New York. I'm not particularly fond of that city, to be perfectly honest. Lots of rats and stuff when I was there. And they're bold. Them rats just walk up and stare you in the eyes. They dare you. They're like, you really going to walk in front of me like that? They're staring at you with the eyes. They're like, oh, see? Like those eyes right there, like the little dog. Hey, come on, really? Why? Right now? Wait, we got 10 minutes left. Can you make it? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And we'll go for a walk, all right? 10 minutes. Hang tight. All right, so anyway, point being, you never know what fake news is, what fake news isn't. Don't mind my little dog. See, I'm not lying to you guys. I got a puppy here, and she's, a puppy. She's just, how puppies are. All right, let's go to this. This is from CNN.com, the most trusted source in news. China's parliament endorses plan to improve Hong Kong elections, further curbing opposition. And this is what we were talking about last night. I think this was a couple nights ago on Troubled Minds when Timothy called in, Tim from Georgia. He was talking about how China was moving to. Let's just read some of this. He was talking about this. China's rubber stamp parliament on Thursday overwhelmingly endorsed a proposal on improving the electoral system of Hong Kong, further restricting the ability of people in the city to freely elect their leaders. That sounds familiar. We seem to be in the process of that as well. So anyway, this continues. Members of the National People's Congress in Beijing voted 2,895 in favor of the proposal, with no votes against and one abstention. Look, it was unanimous. 2,895 in favor, 0 votes against. Do you know where that happens? Only in places like North Korea. Only in places like, where there is no actual democracy at all. right? Because of course, right, if you vote against these things, you're a target. Which means that this isn't really, this is all kabuki theater anyway. This is all awful. Anyway, the passage of the draft decision was considered all but inevitable after the Chinese government announced plans to revamp Hong Kong's electoral system earlier this month. Votes at the NPC are considered largely ceremonial, with the parliament not known to vote against legislation submitted by the country's leaders. Okay, there we go. Mostly ceremonial, I guess. The stated goal of the draft changes, which came on the closing day of the annual meeting, is to ensure that only patriots govern Hong Kong, a definition which Chinese officials have made clear requires not only loyalty to the country, but loyalty to the Communist Party. To the Communist Party, the CCP. Oh, yeah, the CCP. Yeah, I don't know. Quote, when we talk about patriotism, we are not talking about the abstraction of loving a cultural or historical China, but rather loving the currently existing People's Republic of China under the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party. Song Ruan, Deputy Commissioner of China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Hong Kong, told reporters this week in a briefing about the law change. Patriots should respect the Chinese Communist Party, he added. Okay, I mean, you know, the very much like if you vote against the prevailing narratives now, you're a terrorist here, right? It's the same thing, and very similar anyway. It's just the move is the same move. It's just in different steps of it happening. In my one humble man's opinion, what can you do? What can you say? You guys care about this stuff? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. As always, open line 702-957-1037. Is this scary? Is this when you get 2,895 votes in favor and 0 opposing, and you're talking about the only people allowed to run Hong Kong and their quote government now is if you're loyal to the Communist Party, right? A patriot. I guess a patriot has many terms. Many definitions. Anyway, all right. So there we go. Love to hear from you guys on this. If you care to, if not, let's continue. Let us continue, shall we? Yeah, that's I know it doesn't sound like a puppy. I promise it's a puppy. It sounds like a little gargoyle or something, a baby gargoyle. Anyway, sciencemag.org reports this. What is research misconduct? European countries can't agree. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. In Sweden, a national code takes 44,000 words to define research misconduct and discuss scientific values. Next door, Norway's equivalent is a brisk 900 words, little more than in this news article. And it's not just the size of the codes that differ across Europe. A new analysis of scientific integrity policies in 32 nations has found widely varying standards and definitions for research misconduct, despite a 2017 Europe-wide code of conduct intended to align them. Interesting, right? I think this is interesting that we can't even decide what research misconduct is. I think all you have to do is open a newspaper, and you know why everything's broken, because we can't even decide who's cheating and who's not. Yeah, well, I guess that's part of why we do this show. I encourage you to read these sources, follow up on me, make sure I'm not full of crap, etc. So on. Here we go. One more word from our sponsor, and then we'll finish this up. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right. So we're just doing our thing. We're kicking it. We're talking. Just to give you some idea of the plans of what's going on for this show. As you know, I have some things happened recently. One, I have this baby gargoyle here that I have to train properly so she doesn't become a very bad adult gargoyle. So that's is some time. I also have some other projects that I'm working on that are IRL type projects. And so this show here is important. It will continue. This is episode 50. And what that means is for a couple of reasons, timing-wise, just that it's really difficult to do all the work that I'm doing for this show, for Troubled Minds, and for everything else, just to keep everything going, that we're going to take a little break for this show. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to take a time out. This is going to be the end of season 1 of Conspiracy News. So we'll take a few weeks off. I'll try not to make it any more than about 3-ish weeks. But I do need some time to work on some other things, some things for the future. And as you know, we'll continue doing Troubled Minds. That's not going to stop. It'll be 3 nights a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This show itself will just stop entirely at episode 50. Season 1 will end, and then we'll start season 2 sometime in, what's the date today? Today is, I guess it'll be sometime in April. So let's say somewhere around the first week of April, something like that, right? So we'll take some time off here, and I'll try and train this little mutt so she's not a terror. And you know how puppies are; they're terrible when they don't know any better. But then also some other projects, and I have some projects I can share with you guys too. So as we go, you can see some of the stuff I'm working on. I will share as I can. And some of it is YouTube related, some of it is not, and yeah. So that's what's going on. Just to let you know, we are winding this down. This is the end of season 1, and as always, let's since it is the end of season 1, I'll put the number up again. If anybody has feedback after a whole season of this show, if you want to talk about what kind of stuff you would like to see in the future, if you like this format, if you don't. Whatever it is, just put the number up. I'm just going to talk a little bit and explain what's happening here and why things are changing a little bit. So I do fully intend to come back to this and smash it as full-time as possible. So end of season 1 dog cameo. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'll see. No, I don't want to. She's in the kennel right now because she's potty training. You know, when you kennel train them, so I don't want to pull her out and have problems here. So right after we're done, I'll take her for a walk. So don't you guys worry. I'm taking good care of this little gargoyle. But the thing is that that's what's up. We're at the end of the season, and I'd like your feedback on how you think it went. What kind of stuff you'd like to see in the future? Do you think we're doing a good job here? And all the rest of that, right? If you want to start stacking up articles to share our ideas for the next season, I'm welcome to that. I love that. If you want to have like guests on, like if one of you guys wants to be on, like you're like, hey, I want to be on the news show for like Wednesday, and I'll do the news with you. Like I'm open to that. All that stuff is good. I think Ash has said he wanted to be on the news show at some point too. So what we can we have, it's our show. We can do what we want with it. So that's what I'm putting it out to you guys. What types of things do you want to do? Maybe we could do the news with I don't know, whoever wants to do it. You just hop on here. I'll get some articles. You get some articles, and we'll just talk about stuff. Because as you know, and I agree, at least my opinion, heavily, is that it's a lot better to have a conversation with 2 people or more. Just me talking to myself is less good. It's okay sometimes. Sometimes I do okay, but other times it just seems like you're missing a second voice there. So I'm open to that. If you guys want to be part of the show, love to have you on, etc. So on, and let me know. Just let me know what's going on with this. And I'm reading the chat here. Let's see. There you go. Mike needs a few weeks off to spend his $1,400 stimulus. My friend, I could spend $1,400 before you could bat an eyelash. Especially with the way Amazon is today. I could be like, blam, click, spent. Now what, right? Now what? Thank you. More of Mike, less of Dwayne. Got it. Copy that. You got it, buddy. You got it. So that's what's going on. It's the weather. We'll do the weather with Beechwood. There you go. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you guys, I have no problem sharing the whatever this is. This is a. Again, it's our show. It's our time. You're here spending the time with me. All you guys that are here right now, you're spending the time with me. So I have no problem with that. Would love to get you guys on the show at some point. See, my gargoyle, she's chirping. She's like, it's time for a walk, Dad. Now. Hey, settle down. You're killing me, dog. You're killing me. That's it. Chill out. A couple minutes. We'll be out of here. All right, so that's the deal, right? The end of this season, episode 50. We made it through 50, guys. It's been into the third month on Twitch. I appreciate the subs. We're not going to stop. This format is not going to stop. Like I said, I am open to suggestions if you guys want to be part of this. Weather with Beechwood Wednesdays or whatever, right? Whatever you guys want to do. It's no problem with me. Let's do it. Let's add it. I think the more voices we get into this to talk about these things, the better these conversations are, and the more we learn from each other. That's really the goal of all this, is to, the goal was always to point out exactly what was happening with the news and why it is the way it is. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of those answers, but anyway, so that's the deal. That's what's going on. So I will probably take the time to reset up, reconfigure this whole get up here, and maybe move my desk or get a new desk or something, because this is just works less good than I'd like it to work. But anyway, so details you probably don't want to hear, but there's just some things I need to work on. IRL stuff. I got this little puppy that is just on my ass all the time, and she's great and stuff, but it's work. And anyway, let's see. Often Frozen says 10+ stimulus checks right here. What's this? This is an heir with diamonds signed by 2 Chainz. What? Dear God. No, I'm not going to buy that. Not going to buy that. Let's see. The show's great. Just don't go down the 5G flat earth route. All right. Let's see. Thank you. More Mike, less Dwayne. Oh, Eli says, great job. Keep it up. Thank you. Let's see. The Fringe for the win. Yeah, so we'll be on the Fringe, and yeah, that's what's going on. Anyway, just want to let you guys know this is not it's not a permanent thing. It's just you'll see, these projects are good. These are going to be good stuff. Like I said, when I can share, I'll share. Some of you already know. Some of you have had a sneak peek on what I'm doing. If you sniff around the Discord a little bit, you see some of the things that I've been up to, and some of them are starting to work. Some of them are not, etc. So on. So anyway, some I have to put my foot on the gas, and that's what we're going to do. So IRL stuff is got to take precedent, and this here in particular is good, and it will be back. And it's been a good run. 50 episodes, right? Like I said, anybody try and do 50 episodes of anything, right? Anybody, I dare you. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. It takes a commitment. It takes a lot of work. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just explaining that sometimes the man behind the mic needs a break. That's all I'm saying. So it's okay. So don't worry. I promise we're not going anywhere. God willing, we'll be back for season 2 sometime. Figure around the first week of April. And no Rick rolls for April Fools. We don't do that, and all the rest of that stuff. But anyway, that's the deal. That's what's going on. That's what we're up to. And one more time, we're going to finish this up with we got a thank you. A thank you to all the folks who have subbed up to this channel that are supporting the show, and I appreciate it a lot. And as always, this sticks. So even if we're not active on this channel for a couple 3 weeks, whatever it happens to be, you can still sub up. Please do, and support clearly what we're doing on the other channel, right, with the Troubled Minds. So if you would be so kind, please don't let the subs lapse. We will be back, and we'll be hopefully better than ever. We'll be doing Weather with Beechwood. What's up, Beechwood? Let's see. Often Frozen. It'll give me time to catch up on what I missed. Perfect. It'll give me time to break this puppy of that annoying shrill cry. And yeah, let's see. Johnson says it's taken a lot of drunken hours tuning in. Nice. It is late. It is late for you, so that's okay. Yeah. Like I said, this is a coffee show for me because it's too early. It's just too early for all that other stuff yet. So anyway, let's see. What else do we got? Hold on. Let's see. Reading the chat. Let's see. 40s. What's up? Mr. Ark says, you rose the bar, my dude. It's going to be hard not to see you on Twitch. That's okay. You can come see us on Troubled Minds. That's okay. I'm not going to be gone entirely, right? It's not like a vacation situation. I'll be here. You'll be able to find me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. We're going to do Fringe FM, and we'll do YouTube, Facebook, and D Live as always. Anyway, let's finish this up. This has been a Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. This is the end of season 1, and thank you guys. Like I said, as always, I couldn't do it without you. All the enthusiasm, all the help, all the great calls for the other show and this show, all the great chat, all of the subs, just spreading the word. We're growing like crazy. We're growing in chunks now. It used to be we'd grow like a follower here, a follower there. We're growing in chunks now. So it's good. This is all good, and I don't intend on stopping. So don't worry about that, okay? Don't worry about that. As my dog cries, let's roll the outro. Thank you to these folks. These are the folks that have subbed up to the channel. Easy, girl. Come on now. We're in the outro. You can last. You can do it. You can do it. My little baby gargoyle. A huge thank you to all the amazing supporters. Join the list today. This show is funded directly by a decentralized freedom squad that answer only to ourselves. Corporate and political interests can jump off. Thank you to AJ Dare, Alien Nichan, Arc Platinum, Axel Steel 3, Dark Devious, FGC Spiral, Guerdo 75, Ident, what's up Johnson, Lizzie Dags, Monochromatic High Bailey, Nikki Nix, Noble Kal-El, Often Frozen, Penny Bunny, Quint 67, Super Vike, Satan Claus, and Tam Bam. Thank you very much, everybody. Again, thank you for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for thanks for spending your time with me. It does mean a lot. I'm honest when I say that. It just I understand there's a million things you could be doing right now, and instead you're here with me, and so it does mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. Please spread the word. Let people know. There's going to be 50 episodes of this conspiracy news out there in podcast form, on YouTube, on Twitch. Let people know. And I'm going to go walk the dog. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next week, 7 p.m. We'll be on Troubled Minds doing our thing. If you guys have show requests or anybody wants to be on the show with me, you guys, you're welcome. Let me know. Just let me know in advance. We'll set something up. Catch me on the Discord, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. You guys be safe. Oh, yeah. P.O. Box coming up on the Discord. See you over there.